So, hi everyone. Today here we are with our guest, uh, Senior Captain Anirban Chakrabarti, and we will be talking more about what he is doing and his flying experience. Let's catch up with our chat show. Hi Anirban,
Hi Chandrani, how are you?
I'm good. Uh, it's nice to see you. So you
Totally
must
my
not be.
pleasure.
Yeah. So here we are. So we will be talking about Captain Anirban Chakrabarti, and he has been flying since 22 years. We will know more about him, his experience, and we have lot to tell about him in our show. So, Captain, can you give your uh, brief introduction to our viewers, like what you do, how long you have been flying, and yeah, you can start.
Like you said, I've been flying professionally now for the last 22 years. Presently, I work for SpiceJet, and before this, I have been with a couple of other airlines in the country.
Okay.
And I presently I live in Goa, so that's where I live. If that interests some of your viewers.
Okay. So, you stay in a very interesting place. You have been visiting places since long time. So, let me tell you, viewers, that Captain is launching his own vlog, which is a lifestyle vlog, and it will be talking about more places, restaurants, and different opinionated pieces of him, like a different perspective of life and everything. So there are a hell lot of things he's bringing in our platter. uh, Captain, can you tell more about what is the meaning of the opinionated pilot, which will be your blog? Can you talk more about the blog?
Well, the opinionated pilot will be giving my viewers a peek into my life and the places I visit, the places I love going out to, the things I love wearing, the things I love doing. It's an insight into an aviator's life. Since I've been flying for so long, I'm well traveled. I have that's one of the perks of the profession. I've traveled extensively around the world, so my perspective on things may not be the same as a lot of other people. Opinions are formed on exposure and knowledge. And
How did you choose the
the
name?
Well, like I said, I read a lot. So I read a lot. So that's where a lot of knowledge comes from. And of course, the exposure. It's one of the perks of my profession. It allows me to travel, and I have traveled extensively, like I said, not only across the country, but pretty much across the world. So that is how the opinionated pilot has come into being. It's opinions about whatever I do, I feel about, I strongly feel about, especially. And I do feel strongly about food, the hotels I stay in, the things I wear, so on and so forth.
So what we have seen is that the opinionated, you are putting more pressure on the opinionated term and less on the pilot. So is it like we will see more opinion from your side? It's like a 60-50 like a kind of a 60-40 ratio, or kind of a 70-30 ratio. So please tell us, like, why like what we will get, like what we get to see from your vlog. So what we'll get, the viewers will get to see. So
So, well,
are
basically,
you
since it's an opinion about what a pilot has about life and thing an aviator does, it'll be more 70% on the opinion part of it and about 30% on aviation.
okay? So any surprises for our viewers?
That is something you all have to wait and watch, and you have to keep following me for the surprises.
So you have been flying since 25, 22 years. So, in last 22 years, how was your experience as a captain?
Oh, it's been a fantastic journey. It's been a fantastic journey. I have met a lot of interesting people. I have seen a lot of interesting places. I've had a lot of interesting experiences. It's been a wonderful journey.
Other than being a captain, how is Anirban as a person?
Well, I have dabbled in a lot of things in my life. I have played professional cricket. I've done my engineering. Like I mentioned before, I read a lot, and I do cook. I love cooking. I make my own recipes, and so on and so forth. As a matter of fact, I used to be a DJ also a long time back. I mean, that's one of the things you do,
So you're
when
a
you're growing up.
multitasking guy. So you're a
Yeah,
multitasking guy.
not anymore. I don't multitask so much anymore. My life is absolutely relegated to flying planes and reading books and cooking now. But yes, once upon a time, I would do a lot of things at the same time.
Okay. So we will get a glance of everything as which makes Anirban Chakrabarti. Will we get a glance of how you cook? So how you play music and everything, like a mixture of everything to
Well,
see in the vlog.
may not be the music part as much, but definitely the cooking part. Yeah, absolutely yes.
Okay. Oh,
In
that's
some of the
exciting.
some of the parts, definitely yes. That's definitely a part of the plan.
Okay, cool. So tell us more about the vlogs. So why the viewers should watch it? Like what interesting and what new you are bringing in it.
Okay, what's going to be new about this is basically I'm going to take the viewers to all my favorite places. The places that I keep coming back to wherever I am. That's primarily because, for example, let's take the example of a dosa. For example, I've eaten dosa at maybe 40 or 50 different places, or even more, but I still go back to one particular place. So obviously, if I still keep going back there, it has its reasons. It's come
Right.
across a lot of filters. It's come across after a lot of regular visits to the place. So what it basically is trying to say is, obviously this is of a particular standard and a particular quality which makes me keep going back to this particular dosa joint, for example. And this is what I want my viewers to know. There are a lot of there are a lot of times when you even end up in a very well known eating joint in any city, and people tend to order what is uh, the joint famous for. But there are a lot of other things too that they perhaps make, which are very, very interesting. So I'm going to give the viewers a different viewpoint on things. And of course, there'll always be a review on what I feel about the food. And I'm also open about reviewing new places if my viewers so want.
Okay. Okay. So we got it. So do you think long back when in our early days there were a lot of food shows. There were this highway on my plate, and there were also other international travel shows which were really classy. So we need to also bring those thing again, because now people doesn't have time for themselves. People are very busy, so there should be some time which they get to relax in their leisure. So this vlog will be exactly for the leisure and for the people to come and enjoy like what you enjoy in your travel.
Absolutely. And since it's my profession, it definitely brings in a new light, a different perspective to it, and perhaps my viewers will be able to take out, something out of every episode we do. I'm
Right.
hoping it does let the viewer have take away some value from every episode they watch. That's the whole aim of it.
Will we also get to see the pilot part of yours, the how you fly, and the other side of yours in your professional manner, like in a professional way?
Absolutely, yes. Not too much of it, but yes,
Okay.
enough of it to keep everybody engaged and interested. Because at the end of the day, that is my profession, and that's what makes me the person I am. And flying's my love. Flying's my first love.
So we see that a lot of youngsters they want to be pilot, they want to come into aviation sector. So any advice for them?
Well, this is a profession that requires a lot of discipline. So you need the three Ds in you if you want to be successful here. You need discipline, you need dedication, and you need determination. It's not a easy road to travel, nor is it a easy job to have. It's the biggest advice that I can uh, give youngsters is they should only take this up if they're passionate about it. If you're passionate about it, there perhaps could not be a better profession to be in.
So earlier, when you started your career, so there were very less people who would like to come and join the aviator sector. So what pulled you towards flying and aviation?
I think it's every boy's dream, every young child's dream to fly, and I was no different. I just was pig-headed about it, perhaps very stubborn about it, and I kept pursuing it. And I was very clear in my head that this is what I want to do. I always had this thing in me that I belong to the skies. And of course,
Last
like with,
last
yeah,
time
go
when we
ahead.
spoke, you told us that the perception which we have staying in a land and the perception when you fly, like the borders and everything, it's totally different. Can you explain a bit? Can you tell our viewers like what exactly you feel when you cross borders, like while like you are flying? So
What becomes very clear to you when you're flying planes is all these borders we talk about are man-made. You only see geographical borders. You only see borders that are mountains and seas and rivers. You don't see borders on land. And you tend to see humanity as one whole group rather than a bunch of races or castes or religions put together, or countries or nationalities put together. So it gives you a completely different perspective. When you look at things from above, you kind of come to understand, you know, that how big a melting pot we are.
so did flying help you grow spiritually?
Yes, of course it did. Of course it did. It does because especially in long flights, it gives you some time to think, some time to reflect on life. It does definitely lend a spiritual angle to it.
So what's the best part of flying?
There are so many parts of flying. There's not one part that you can actually pinpoint. I mean, it's a lot of things that come together that make flying interesting. It's just not one. It's a lot of things together. So it's the whole package, honestly. Right from the time you wear your uniform till the time you take off your uniform, it is a whole package. And every day is a new day. Every day you learn something new, and no 2 days are the same, which keeps the excitement going. No two takeoffs and no two landings are the same.
Okay, that's cool. So we are waiting for the blog to come out. Like, do you have any tentative date or time? Like, when will the viewers be able to see the blog?
We're definitely hoping to have it up and going latest by the middle of February, all going well.
Okay. So what more do you want to add in it?
Well, as far as the blog goes, I want to add a lot of things. Like there would be, I would like to focus a little bit on the fitness aspect of things too, because I work very hard to keep myself fit, and I would like to see most people, getting onto a more fitter lifestyle. Because I firmly believe in one thing: like as long as you have your health, you have everything. You may have $1 billion in your account, but if you don't have the health, you're not going to enjoy the $1 billion.
This is
So if you lose
something
your
which is,
health, you lose everything. So I'm very, very keen on the health aspect of it. And
yeah,
that's
this
very
is very
different from being
important.
a fitness freak.
Okay. Are you a fitness freak?
Not really. I rather call myself as a very health conscious human being.
Okay. And I think everyone now know the what's the importance of health after this pandemic.
Well, the pandemic put has perhaps let people understand one thing, that having comorbidities, which are especially lifestyle diseases, can be fatal. A person without
Right,
any comorbidities getting
right.
the flu is something else as compared to somebody with a lot of morbidities getting the flu. And most of the morbidities that brought down people were essentially lifestyle diseases. So, yes, I hope it gives people a new perspective on how to avoid lifestyle diseases.
Right, right. So, also in the show, can we also expect something from the
Say that again.
breweries, brewing?
Uh, Perhaps if I come across something that's very interesting, why not? Why not?
Sure. So this will be something very, the youngster will be very interested in your vlogs because they will get a totally different perspective of have like spending a luxurious time along with the good food and what to order in where.
Oh yes, yes, absolutely. That is a perspective I really want to bring in. Like, there's so many good, healthy things you could perhaps order for when you go out to eat, and still not, manage to go overboard.
What inspired you to bring this vlog?
Well, I have a very close friend of mine, Ratnadeep, who has been the inspiration behind this. Actually, he has been pushing me for the last 3 years to do something like this, and this whole idea is actually his. The concept is his. So yes, I'm pretty much just following up on what he wanted, and of course, I'm equally interested in this.
Okay. So why after 22 years, like you thought of bringing this blog? So did you see the need of it, like right now? Do you think this is the right time to bring it on?
Perhaps there could not be a better time, because we live in such a connected world, and it's very important that we have access to good information, and we know how to filter information, because information is everything in today's day and time. And I hope to be on the bandwagon which gives correct information to the people.
Okay. So after a long pandemic, a long like stressful period, we are again back to normal a bit. So uh, any lessons from the pandemic you would like to share with us?
uh, I think the biggest lesson for everybody is, it's possible to take out time for yourself, and also it's led to a lot of people reflecting on life. So I think FOMO, which is the fear of missing out, can be put in a perspective now. I don't think people fear of missing out on a lot of things now, because they understand they can live without it.
Right, right.
So that's definitely given people a new perspective on the pandemic. And also, like I said, like I mentioned before, I think it's also led people to understand that it's important to be healthy. And the positive thing about it is, I think this, what the pandemic has actually proved to the whole world right now is, we as the human race have come so much ahead. 90% of all scientists of all time are working at this point of time. When you want to compare this to other pandemics that have troubled us in the past, I don't
Mhm.
think there has been any pandemic which we have been able to overcome, and so soon. So it's very positive. Like, in spite of all the negative news we keep hearing, I think we are taking giant strides as a race, as a species. That's for sure.
Yeah. Also, the family time, like otherwise we are so busy in our like professional life that we hardly take time for our family. So this pandemic also taught us like how family is important for us.
So the family being important to us was very clear to me right from the day I started flying, because I would not see my family very often. So coming back to family meant a lot to me. But for people who stay at home, go to work, and come back every day, you kind of take it for granted because you see your family every day. But at the end of the day, one basic truth remains that nothing gives you more happiness than family. There's a difference between
You are,
seeking pleasure and seeking happiness, two different ball games. Happiness is
yeah,
family.
very true. It's very true. And also, like as you said, that we some of our people have also started taking care of themselves, which they ignored.
Absolutely, absolutely. And especially for a country like us, we are a very young country. I think the median age in a country is 26. And
Yeah,
it's very important that we take care of ourselves. And I think by 2045 or 2050, something like that, about 20 odd percent of our population will be senior citizens. So if we prepare for it right now and we prepare for it the right way, I think we can actually take even bigger strides towards reaching where we want to reach as a country.
absolutely, absolutely true. So, anything more you want to say about the vlogs which will be coming soon? The
I'm
opinionated
hoping
pilot.
I'm hoping people watch it, and I'm hoping people enjoy it, and I'm hoping people have the patience to watch through a number of episodes before they start judging. That's all.
Yeah, I'm very much excited for your vlog to come in, and I will be also one of the dedicated viewers of your. I hope like you bring a lot of various content which will be for different classes of age group, and yeah, and we will like to see you in the vlog. And best wishes from my side.
Thank you so much, Anjani. It was a total pleasure talking to you, and thanks for having me.
Thanks a lot. And here was Captain Ariva Chakravarti, and he's coming up with his blog, The Opinionated Pilot. I hope everyone will like it. So let's wait and stay in the loop. Thank you.